So to get started with Canvas, if you want to log in and just kind of start playing around in there, the easiest way to do that is to start off in your Google Drive. So if I just go to drive.google.com and make sure I log in with my school account, and then I'm going to click on the waffle in the upper right hand corner. And if I scroll down, you should see an option for Canvas. So when I click on Canvas, it's going to take me to my Canvas page. Now it's going to ask me to log in with my school account again, so I make sure I log in with my school email. And then it will take me to my Canvas dashboard of any classes that you have that you've already been enrolled in. Now you may not be in any classes yet, and that's fine. This might just be empty. But let's go ahead and create you a class to get you started so you can start playing around. So I'm going to go ahead and click over here on the left where it says Courses. And when you click on Courses, there's an option that says All Courses, which is what I want. And then once I go to All Courses, I have a plus course button at the top, and this is what you can do to actually create your own course. Now, your courses won't show up in here until the schedule has been completed in PowerSchool, and then once that PowerSchool schedule is completed, your courses will be set up for you automatically with your students enrolled automatically. So you don't have to do anything to add students or drop students or anything like that. But for now, if you wanted to start playing around, you could actually create a course for a course that you think you're going to be teaching, and you could start adding things to it, do whatever you want with that course, and then whenever your PowerSchool official courses are added to it, you could actually import your entire new course that you played around with. You could import that entire course into that PowerSchool course if you want to. So if I wanted to, I could hit the new course button, and it's going to ask me to give it a name. And so since this is a playground or a sandbox, or I might call this a master course, I might call this is a master of maybe a digital media class, for example. Just so I can tell it apart, I give it a name like master or sandbox or something so I can tell it apart from the official ones once those are added. I can go ahead and leave the content license as private and create a course. And now once I've done that, I now have my own course. This is it right here. By default, courses are not published until you are ready to publish them. And you'll have a whole bunch of different buttons and a whole bunch of different things, which we'll talk about all those things down the road. But the few things you need to get started, to start playing around with, is you have something called modules. A module is like a unit. So if you think of it kind of like a topic in Google Classroom, or, if I'm teaching, this is my unit 1, this is my maybe chapter 6, whatever it is that you like to use to group your stuff together, that's what a module is, kind of like a folder. That module or that folder can contain all kinds of other things. You can put pages in there, you can put files in there, you can create a syllabus if you want to. There's rubrics, there's quizzes. All of those things can be part of your module. So right here in the center, it even gives me a big button. I could hit create new module or hit plus module up here. And so if I create one, I'm just going to call this maybe unit 1 dash photography, which is the name of my first unit. All right, and then I'm going to go ahead and hit add module. So it has now added a module called Unit 1 Photography in here. So now I could literally drop files into this to be able to add things to it. So if I had things on my computer that I wanted to be able to add into this document, I could do that. So I could go into maybe some PDFs here and then maybe drag a PDF or something in here. This is a supply list, but just to show you how it works, I drop it in the box and I let go, it uploads, and it has now been added to that unit. I can continue on, add as many different files as I want. I can actually click on this little area in front and rearrange, put them in any order that I want to. This little green check mark is a published button. This means that this is published to the internet, which means students would see it. But I can actually publish or unpublish modules. So you could actually create your entire units for the entire year in your course and then simply hide the ones you don't want kids to see, and so on. So that's a simple way just to add files to be able to collect things. So now that I have some files in here, let's say I wanted to add some content. I have some content that I want to give to students. And so that could be a content that's simply in a document. Maybe it's a Word document or a Google Doc that they're going to insert in here, which is fine. Or I can actually hit this little plus sign at the top of my unit. And this gives me the ability to add a lot of different things in here. So I can insert quizzes, I can do files again, but there's an option here called a page. And if I insert a page in here, this is basically going to be a blank page that I can put anything I want in. So if I tell it to let's go ahead and do a new page, I can call that page maybe rule of thirds. So in photography, this is a common thing that I want to make sure my students understand. So I'm going to create a page about that. And I hit add item, and then now this page shows up under my first unit here. Again, I can click on that, and I can edit and make it say whatever I want. Right now, it just says rule of thirds. But I have an edit button up here, and when I click edit, it gives me a full, what they call the rich content editor, that I can type in whatever text I want right into this box. And then I can go ahead and insert links if I need to. I can insert tables. I can copy and paste stuff directly into here. I can take images and insert those in there. There's even a built-in YouTube filter that I can go and search YouTube. So maybe I want to find a video on the rule of thirds. And when I find that, I can go through and say, yeah, I really like this one right here. And then I have the option to either embed that video. I can embed it large, small, maybe I want a small version of that video in here, and it'll actually embed that into this page. And then when I'm done, all I have to do is tell it to save, or if I want it to go live for students, I can just save and publish. And then that page, here it is now live for students. And anytime I want to be able to go back and edit it, I can just click edit, and I'll be able to make changes to it and add anything I want. So if I go back to my home page, again, here's my Unit 1 photography. And now let's say I want to add an assignment. So same thing, I can go ahead and click my little plus sign here. And now, again, a bunch of different things. You can do online discussions, you can do external links, you can do all kinds of different cool things in here. But I'm going to go ahead and just do an assignment. Now, when I do an assignment, again, I'm going to go ahead and create a new assignment, and I can give this a name. So I'm going to go ahead and hit add item. And then it's going to create an assignment for me, rule of thirds assignment. And so if I click on that, now I have all the different things that I could do to this assignment. And then when I go ahead up the top and I can click edit, I can go ahead and I can type in using that same rich content editor and give it all of my assignment details. Instructions telling them what to do. I could insert some tutorial videos in there, whatever I want. So I can choose how many points, what type of points that I'm taking. Is this a percentage grade, a letter grade, and so on. And then I can control what kind of submission that they do. Is this going to be something online where they're actually going to upload a file, or maybe they have to use Canvas to record themselves? Canvas actually has built-in media recording tools to record audio and video. Maybe they have to do that and submit it. Maybe they're copying and pasting a website email and submitting it, or maybe they're just entering some text. There's even external tools, which we'll talk about down the road, to be able to use Google and use Quizlet and all kinds of different options. Turnitin is in there that you can also use to be able to really create some pretty elaborate assignments when you want. So, and then when I'm done, once I've chosen my assignment, I can choose how many times I can attempt that assignment. I can give that assignment a due date. I can choose when that assignment will show up in the course, when it will be available, and then whenever I'm done, I could go ahead and save and publish. Again, there's also a cool option in here that says include this assignment's grades when syncing to your school's SIS, which is PowerSchool in this case. So if you want this assignment to show up in PowerSchool, you can do this and it'll actually sync over to PowerSchool. Again, more about that later. But then when I go ahead and save and publish, oops, leave this back to online. Let's do a file upload. And then go ahead and save and publish, and then this assignment goes live. And then again, if I go back home, this assignment now shows up under my Unit 1. And again, I could rearrange and go through these. Now, from a student side, you want to see what a student is going to see as a student goes through this. One of the cool options of Canvas is there's a student view right here. I can just click on student view, and this will show me exactly what the students are going to see. So this is what students see when they go into your course. So when they go into, they only see this unit photography. They click on this PDF. It opens and loads right here within Canvas. It doesn't take them out. They don't have to leave or go anywhere else. And then down here at the bottom, they will have a little button that says next. And when they go next, it will take them to the next thing that you had in your unit. So this is my rule of thirds assignment that they would go and do. And then again, they can submit that assignment, or they would simply choose the file on their device that they're going to upload and attach, or take something from their drive that they're going to upload and submit, just like you would have in Google Classroom. And then again, when I hit next again, it will take me to the next thing that I had part of that unit, which in this case was that rule of thirds page that I created. So whenever I'm done, I can just tell it to leave the student view, and it goes back into exactly where I was. So that is a quick overview of Canvas. There's a whole bunch of other things that you can do that I think you guys are really going to like, but should be enough to get you started. I would tell you just to play around. Again, make a course and start throwing stuff in there and testing out some of the tools. You can't break anything, and just see how things go.